All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushua, Bahashim, Rakak, Wadash. I want to give double honors to my apostles and elders, great millstone, who teach very well, where I learned the truth from, and salutation out there to the hopeful elect who continue to push this word in all truth, faith, and sincerity. And also, shalom to all the men in the church who sincerely believe upon the words of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. And today, man, just basically getting on our people, man. And again, as we get closer and closer into the return of Yahushua, the prophecies are getting more and more unfold, man. And the scriptures are being made more and more of alive, man. Because as I bring this video out and let it play through, you will see Hosea 4 and 6 playing out, man. Our people being destroyed for the lack of knowledge, man. Our people having the spirit of brute beast for the lack of battle words, and with a beast, it's no class with it. You know, he'll pop, he'll reproduce in front of you, and he'll turn around and take a turd too and look at you crazy while he using the bathroom, man. Hey, that's the spirit that the 2/3 of our people are in, man. But that's how Esau set you niggas up. It was a Russian banker. I'm not going to say his name's kind of complex, but it was a Russian banker, and one of his major quotes was, "Give me control of one generation and I control the whole world," man. This generation that these devils are programming right now is worse than ever, man. For the lack of better words, it's a whole bunch of wannabe gangsters and a whole bunch of non-binary confused people, man. Just imagine when they grew up and how their kids are going to be. In the book of Matthew the 24th, when it says, if this man don't be done away with, then no flesh shall be saved. We see why, man. Because ultimately, while Esau is in power and while Esau is ruling everything, and a lot of these people, almost everybody, is on self-destruct mode, man. Esau, he don't have to overexert himself to kill you. No, he can put you on autopilot and make you kill yourself, man. And you can see it with things like this. Because, hey, when brothers was young, you were scrappy, you did little things like that or whatever. It ain't like nobody was squeaky clean, but you didn't get to a point you arguing on Instagram. I'm never, the video is not, it's based off this, but it's not centering around this, man. It just shows you how far we fell off as a nation or fell off as a people. Because you don't see Moabite kids doing this. You don't see Edomite kids doing this. You see Jake doing things like this, man. I'm just going to play a little bit of the video and let it play out, and I'm going to get the scriptures.
Man, I'm really outside, man. Give me time, man. You ready? Man, I'm chilling, man. I'm really outside, man. Give me time, man. You ready?
Listen to me. I want to fight, nigga. I want to fight.
You want to fight? I laugh at you, bro. I laugh at you.
Pussy ass nigga. Watching the catch you again, nigga. Let me talk. Let me talk, nigga. Let me talk.
Nah, nigga. You in my life, nigga.
You on my live, nigga. I was on this shit, nigga. You had 100, nigga. You had 100 views, nigga. Fuck you talking about, nigga. Now you got 600 views.
Stupid, get mad. Fuck you talking about, man.
You a dumpy, nigga. You a mother, nigga.
OG's came, man. Smoking on no.
I know that bitch is smoking a
Fuck
juice.
you talking about.
And then niggas throwing up gang signs. You still got streak marks in your pants, man. But these people are throwing up gang signs and things like that. But as you continue, watch on.
Fuck my YG dick. Stupid. Fuck you.
This guy, he actually got adults in the room with him. I think that's his mom on the beside of him. But that's about it on that. I ain't gonna get this nigga too much, But at the same time, our people are being destroyed, man. And it's people say, yeah, it starts with the household, the mother, the father. But look what's getting pushed in front of their face when the mother and father ain't there. You go to school. In school, they talking about the LGXYZ, and let's say you go home, you watch TV before your parents get off work. You listen to nothing but NBA Youngboy and watching SpongeBob, man. This black culture and this so-called black way of life that our people have been leading upon, it ain't doing nothing but self-destructing us as a nation, man. You see them two little kids that's on live. Imagine how they grew up. If they do grow up, man. I wouldn't be surprised if one of them little niggas get knocked off when he 12 or 13. But it just shows you how far we have fell from our power, man. Let's go ahead and get this real quick. This is the book of Acts 2, and I'm going to start at verse Acts 2. I'm start at verse 40. Get to the point. Acts 2 and 40. And with many other words did he testify and exhort, saying, save yourselves from this untoward generation. Now let's go ahead and get it in the NIV. It says, with many other words, he warned them. And that's what we're doing in a roundabout way, man. We go out here and say repent. And we ain't just saying it just to sound good. America gonna be destroyed. We're not saying it just because it's a quote unquote catchphrase. No, we're saying it because it's actually gonna happen. That's why it says, and he warned them and he pleaded them, he pleaded with them, save yourselves from this corrupt generation, man. And that's all this place in this society breeds. That's why it says in Micah, the 2nd chapter, arise and depart, for this is not your rest. You know, for it is polluted, it shall surely destroy you with a sure destruction. The reason why this place is polluted and the reason why this place pollutes you, because ultimately it pollutes your mind. You know, back in the day, I say even 5 years ago, you know, you get to fight or a love or a neighborhood fight, little 10, 12, 9, however old you is. Hey, the next day everything got all cool. Now you playing basketball again. These niggas that's 9, 10, 11 years old is actually sending death threats over Instagram, man. Which shows you how out of control this place have made our people, man. They made our people basically brute beasts. And once again, you don't see Ishmael or Moabite kids doing those different things. Chinese. When last time you seen 2 Chinese kids beefing and throwing up gang signs, man? And if they do, they might be a Jake. But it says, save yourselves from this untoward generation. And how do you save yourself from this wicked place? By basically coming under the covering of Yahweh Shah, man. You know, let's get this in Matthew the 7th chapter, Matthew 7. And I'm going to jump down to verse 13. Enter ye in at the straight gate, for wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction. And many there be which go in thereat. And there's that untoward generation, that corrupt, that perverse. As a matter of fact, I got the word untoward just queued up. Ill timed, badly timed, inappropriate, adverse, unsuitable. 2/3 of our people are unsuitable, man. That's why they have to die on this side and ultimately come back in the kingdom of heaven, man. You know? Unusual, another one, unpredictable. You don't know when this nigga is gonna put out a strap or even start twerking, man. That's how sick and confused this place is, man. You know? That's it. Let's go ahead and go back to the scriptures. Matthew 7 verse 13. Enter ye in at the straight gate. You look there where straight goes into narrow level of difficulty, for the lack of better words. For wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction, and many there be which go in thereat. So many is going to go towards that untoward generation. Many are going to be entertained by wickedness. And that's the reason why a lot of niggas follow after this worldly way of life, man. Because they're being entertained by wickedness. And once you go into that word, entertain, it actually, roughly paraphrased, it actually goes into holding fast, man. You know? Something caught your eye, something holding your attention. That's what entertain actually goes into, man. Either you're going to entertain the world or you're going to entertain Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shah. You know, let's go ahead and continue on. It says, because straight is the gate and narrow is the way which leadeth unto life, and few there be that find it. And there few that's going to find that place of refuge. It's who the elect, man, the men, women, and children who the Lord set up to be preserved from the dangers that's coming upon the planet Earth very soon, man. And the ways we save ourselves is by throwing off the old man, you know? Because again, for the lack of better words, you know, we all had ways or things like that. Any moment it can go down, but through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shah, the Lord sent out this word. And it improved us. That's what the word is actually sent out for. It's sent for improvement and growth, man. It's not sent for you to be even worse of a nigga now, man. You know? Start at James 1, and I'm gonna start at verse 22. Wherefore lay apart all filthiness and superfluity of naughtiness. Yes, it says lay apart all filthiness, the old things you used to do. And now it's two things. Well, I'd say it's technically three things that Jake want to be, but but one of them fall up in two of them. Either he's gonna be a thug, either he's gonna be a mo, or either an athlete. And some niggas is all three in one, man. And for the lack of better words, those spirits that these devils push on you is filthiness and superfluity of knowledge. Real quick, let's look up that word superfluity. You know? Superfluity of naughtiness. Let's go and go to the Strongs. Superabundance. Yeah, superabundance of wickedness. But let's get this in the fourth definition. It says residue remains the wickedness remaining over in a Christian form his state prior to conversation. So basically you're wicked, man. You know, the wickedness, you didn't wash all that wickedness off you. That's what it's basically saying. But let's go on to the Strong's definition. Superfluity of naughtiness. It says to exceed a fixed number of measures, so you went above your wickedness, man. For the lack of better words, let's say, yeah, you got cocaine, and now we're gonna make it crack cocaine. Crack cocaine. That's superfluity of naughtiness. A guy being the mo. Now all of a sudden he a drag queen. That's a superfluity of naughtiness, man. Because you thought it was wicked, but he took it up to the next level, man. You know? Let's go ahead and go back. It says, lay apart all filthiness and superfluity of naughtiness, and receive with meekness the engrafted word, which is able to save your soul. So a part of you saving your soul is cleaving unto the words of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua and turning your back upon Esau. But 2/3 of our people have already chose their power, man. 2/3 of our people have already chosen the thing that they wanted to trust in. And the thing they wanted to trust in is the so-called white man. Let's go to the book of Isaiah. That's the reason why niggas want to get money and be rappers. Because the little kid I just showed, he's a rapper, man. And where do we get that a role model lifestyle from? The so-called white man. You can say, well, Tupac was a rapper. Well, who set Tupac up, man? Who set NWA up, man? Who was a part of those record labels, you know? Who produced that different type of music, man? And made it popular? The so-called white man. And the people today is still following after that same old BS that Esau been feeding them for years. This is the way you get out the hood. But really, this is the way you get further in Babylon. This is Isaiah 30:1. Woe to the rebellious children, saith the Lord, that take counsel, but not of me, and that cover with a covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin. Because you're taking counsel of Esau Edom. You're not taking counsel of the powers of heavens and earth. And when you make a bad decision and take bad counsel and end up in a bad situation, now you want to call upon the Lord, but it's too late then, man. You know, let's continue on. That walk to go down to Egypt and have not asked at my mouth to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh and to trust in the shadow of Egypt. A part of you, you know, want to be a rapper, man. Because even at the end of the video, those little kids was, I'm smoking on the hookah pack. I'm smoking on the hookah pack. You know, I'm smoking on this. I'm smoking. And then niggas start throwing up gang signs. That's a part of you trusting in Egypt and trusting in this shadow, in this place that's here for a moment is going to be gone forever, man. You know? You're strengthening yourselves in wickedness, but the strength that this devil gave you will not last a lifetime, man. It's not going to even last 15 minutes. That's why it's a such thing called 15 minutes of fame, man. You shine for a moment, now you back into the shadows. A lot of these people that went viral, a lot of these one-hit wonders, you know, this nigga Terrio, No, if brothers don't remember him, who's into he was a big social media guy. Not too long ago, he made that kill him, that thing right there. Now he lost weight and things like that. He got skinny, but he came out. I've been trying to kill myself. This nigga bugged out now, man. Because he's trusted in the shadow of Egypt. He actually came out. Yeah, I've been off Instagram for a couple years because I've been having suicidal thoughts about nigga, what this nigga been through, man. But ultimately, that's what this lifestyle leads to. This lifestyle leads unto death on all levels. And I'm going to tell you in the 3rd verse. It says, therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, and the trust in the shadow of Egypt your confusion. Let's go into the NIV. I like how it says in the NIV. It says, but Pharaoh's protection, the protection of the so-called white man, will be to your shame. Egypt's shade will bring you disgrace, man. And ultimately, that's how we look at a lot of these nigga rappers, man. We see disgrace upon you because this young nigga rapper and his lyrics is just talking about killing folks and he ain't even, nigga can't even wipe his behind properly, man. Still got streak marks, still got a runny nose, still in your boogers. But at the same time, you talking about you catching bodies, man. For the lack of better words, that's why Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, have to cut 2/3 of our people off, man. Because if he don't, it will get worse and worse as time goes on, man. This is the book of Hosea 4. Brothers know where I'm going in verse 6. It says, my people are destroyed for the lack of knowledge. Because thou hast rejected knowledge. Now, part of you rejecting knowledge is you rejecting the prophets, rejecting the scriptures. Even something simple as somebody saying, stop eating pork. The Lord is a so-called black man. You're supposed to hearken unto that, man. If it's in the Bible, it's precepts to back it up. You're supposed to hearken unto that. But these people, they reject it. Because they so used to living in that Babylonian mindset. It says, because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee, that thou shalt be no priest to me. Seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy power, I will also forget thy children. And that's the spirit. This guy, he's a child, Lags. He's a child, but in the past life, he rejected the Lord. So the Lord rejected him. Now, how he rejected him? By making him a rapper with the worst lyrics on the planet Earth, man. So yeah, I can just a quick little video. I pray it was edifying. I want to say Kah Halayim La Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai Bahashim Rakakodash Shalom DTA and the Baba.